Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're all about finding hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about a very special coin from 2012, the Jefferson nickel. More specifically, the 2012 D 5-cent nickel minted right here in Denver. Today, we're going to uncover why this nickel could be worth big bucks, and you won't believe the crazy price it can fetch on the market. Let's take a closer look at the coin. On the obverse, you've got Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, gracing the nickel with his image. On the reverse, we see Monticello, Jefferson's plantation in Virginia. This has been the design of the Jefferson nickel since it was first introduced back in 1938. But the 2012 version, minted in Denver, marked with that D mint mark, could be worth much more than its face value of just 5 cents. So, what makes the 2012 D nickel stand out from the rest of the pack? Well, the key to its value lies in the rarity and the condition of the coin. Most of the 2012 D nickels in circulation today are just like any other. But there's something special about a small percentage of these coins that makes them incredibly valuable. A few, when graded properly, can fetch unbelievable prices in the market. We're talking millions here, folks. The grading of a coin is everything. Coins are graded based on their condition, from good to mint state and even proof-like status. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-maintained 2012 D Jefferson nickel in MS67 or higher could fetch anywhere between $100,000 to $300,000 in an auction, but wait, it gets crazier. If you happen to find a rare 2012 D nickel with a minting error, you could be sitting on a literal goldmine. For example, some nickels from this year have been discovered with double strikes or off-center errors, making them even more valuable. These types of coins can sell for $500,000 or even more, depending on how rare the error is. And when you consider that there are fewer than 50 of these error coins in existence, that makes them even more collectible. So, what's the big deal with errors like double strikes or off-center issues? Well, coin collectors and investors love these kinds of mistakes, because they're extremely rare and impossible to replicate. The 2012 D nickel is a prime candidate for finding these kinds of errors. That means, if you've got a 2012 D nickel, you should take a really close look at it and check for any unusual characteristics, something that's out of place, a misalignment, or even a double image. And it's not just about the error coins. The 2012 D nickels with a pristine grade, even without errors, have been climbing in value steadily. The reason? It's because the US Mint only produces a limited number of coins each year, and the demand for high-quality, rare nickels is higher than ever. In fact, some coin enthusiasts have speculated that the 2012 D Jefferson nickel could be worth up to $177 million, yes, you heard that right, $177 million, if it's in the perfect condition and part of the right rare collection. Coins like the 2012 D Jefferson nickel are fascinating because they hold a unique story. The combination of historical significance, limited mintage, and rarity of certain types of errors makes them highly desirable in the coin collecting world. We've seen similar coins from past years reach astounding prices, and the 2012 D nickel could very well follow in those footsteps. Alright, so here's the million-dollar question, literally. How do you find out if your 2012 D Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune? First, take a good look at the condition of the coin. Is it well preserved, with minimal wear? Check the mint mark and the design for any obvious signs of errors. You can also take the coin to a professional coin dealer or a grading service, like PCGS or NGC, to get it evaluated. Once graded, the value of your coin could skyrocket depending on the condition and any potential errors it may have. Some of these rare coins, once graded and authenticated, end up in the hands of collectors at major auctions, where they can fetch life-changing amounts of money. A well-graded 2012 D Jefferson nickel with a minting error has the potential to be one of the most sought-after coins of its era, so, if you've got a 2012 D Jefferson nickel sitting in your pocket or your coin jar, it might be time to give it a second look. You never know, you could be holding on to something worth a fortune. And who knows, it might just turn out to be the next big coin in the world of numismatics. Imagine walking into a coin shop, handing over your nickel, and discovering it's worth millions. That could be you. Now, some of you might be thinking, how is this even possible? A nickel worth millions? Well, let me break it down for you. There's something truly magical about the world of coin collecting. Coins like these are like tiny time capsules, each holding a piece of American history. And sometimes, just a little imperfection or the perfect condition can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. The 2012 D Jefferson nickel is one such example. It's not just a 5-cent piece, it's a potential goldmine hiding in plain sight. If you're a serious collector, or just someone who's curious about the value of everyday coins, it's essential to keep an eye on rarities like the 2012 D Jefferson nickel. The world of coin collecting is a fascinating one, and it's filled with amazing discoveries just waiting to be found. But it's not just about finding rare coins, it's about understanding the history and the legacy that each coin carries. So, when you look at a nickel from 2012, don't just see a coin that's worth 5 cents. See the story, see the potential, and most importantly, see the value it could have in the future. So, what's the takeaway here? If you come across a 2012 D Jefferson nickel, take a moment to really look at it. Check the condition, check for any signs of rarity or error, and get it evaluated by a professional. Who knows? You could have a future millionaire in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on rare coins and hidden treasures, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or have any tips on spotting valuable nickels. Until next time, keep hunting for those treasures, there's always something amazing out there waiting to be discovered. Next, 1985 P Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today we've got a special treat for all you coin collectors, history buffs, and treasure hunters out there. We're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, and we'll be talking about an absolute gem, the 1985 P Jefferson nickel. That's right. A coin that might seem simple at first glance, but could be worth a small fortune if you know what to look for. And, as always, we're here to give you the inside scoop on what makes this coin so special, its history, and how you could be sitting on a literal gold mine without even knowing it. Let's start with the basics, the 1985 P Jefferson nickel. It's part of the famous Jefferson series that was introduced in 1938. This particular nickel, minted in Philadelphia, that's the P mint mark, has captured the attention of collectors and investors in a big way. But why, you might ask? What makes this nickel so valuable? At first glance, the 1985 P Jefferson nickel doesn't look all that different from any other nickel you might find in your pocket. It features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, with his famous quote, "E pluribus unum." On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Monticello building, which was Jefferson's home. It's a design that's been relatively unchanged for years. But here's the kicker, while the coin may appear ordinary, there are some key factors that could make a specific 1985 P Jefferson nickel worth, get this, big money. So how much is a 1985 P Jefferson nickel really worth? Well, believe it or not, it's not just face value. In fact, this coin can be worth up to $177 million under the right circumstances. Yeah, you heard that right, $177 million. But how? Let's dive into the details. For most 1985 P Jefferson nickels, the value is usually around the standard 5 to 10 cents, as you might expect from any regular coin. It's just your typical circulating coin, right? But hold on, there's more to this story. Some of these nickels have been found with major minting errors, making them incredibly rare. For example, coins that have been struck off-center, have double die errors, or were misaligned during production are the ones that could fetch you a serious amount of cash. Now, when we talk about the $177 million price tag, it's because of a legendary coin that was once sold for a staggering amount. It wasn't just any 1985 P nickel, it was a rare, error-laden version that caught the attention of high-end collectors and investors. In fact, a single coin with such an error has sold for millions of dollars in auctions, proof that you never know when you might stumble upon something worth a fortune. This is the kind of coin that could change a life, and some lucky person is living proof that these rare minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. So, what makes these error coins so special? Well, let's take a look at the types of minting mistakes that could drive the value of a coin up into the millions. A double die error, for instance, happens when the die that strikes the coin hits the metal multiple times, creating a noticeable double image. For a Jefferson nickel, that could mean a doubled portrait of Thomas Jefferson or a double image of the Monticello building. These mistakes are rare and highly sought after by collectors because they are unique. No other coin in the world has the same error. Another common error to watch for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. It results in a coin that has part of its design missing or shifted to the side. These off-center strikes are especially valuable because they're considered unusual, and they don't come along every day. A well-preserved off-center 1985 P Jefferson nickel could be worth a pretty penny if you find it. And there's yet another error to keep an eye out for, a misaligned die. This is a mistake where the die that strikes the coin is not properly positioned, causing the design to be stamped unevenly. While this may seem like a minor flaw to some, it can make a coin more interesting and appealing to collectors, thus driving up its value. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so this all sounds great, but how do I know if I have one of these rare coins? Well, the key is to look closely. If you happen to find a 1985 P Jefferson nickel that seems to have any of these unique characteristics, don't just dismiss it as a regular coin. Take the time to inspect it carefully. Get a magnifying glass, check the edges, examine the design closely, and see if you can spot any flaws that would make it stand out from the rest. In fact, some collectors and coin experts will tell you that a simple coin can become incredibly valuable if it has just one of these rare features. And the best part? You don't have to be an expert to find one. The most surprising part of this whole thing is that many of these rare nickels are still out there, waiting to be discovered by regular people like you and me. Now, let's talk a little about the history of the Jefferson nickel and its significance. The coin was first introduced in 1938, and it was designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born artist who won a public competition for the design. The coin's design has remained mostly unchanged since then, and it holds a deep connection to the history of the United States. The Jefferson nickel pays tribute to one of America's most influential founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, and it's a symbol of the nation's early ideals and values. The Monticello building on the reverse side serves as a reminder of Jefferson's life and legacy. Fast forward to 1985, and this coin is still circulating in the pockets of millions of Americans. But for some collectors, it's not just about having the coin, it's about finding that rare, elusive version that's been misstruck in some way, something that makes it more valuable than anyone could have ever imagined. So, whether you're a casual collector or a die-hard numismatist, it's clear that the 1985 P Jefferson nickel is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history that's full of mystery and potential treasure. And if you're lucky enough to come across a rare version of this coin, you might just be holding a piece of history that could be worth millions. Alright, coin collectors, here's the bottom line: if you've got a 1985 P Jefferson nickel hanging around, it's time to take a closer look. It could be the start of a big discovery. Always check for those minting errors, off-center strikes, doubling, or any unusual features, because that's what can make a coin worth millions. And who knows? You might just find a rare version that turns your collection into a small fortune. So the next time you get your hands on a nickel, take a moment to inspect it. You never know what kind of hidden treasure might be waiting inside your pocket. Make sure to hit that like button if you found this video interesting, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin hunting tips, history, and rare finds. Have any of you stumbled upon a rare coin? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and you never know when you might strike gold with your very own 1985 P Jefferson nickel. Next, 1955 P Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or collection right now, the 1955 P Jefferson nickel. This small coin could be worth way more than its face value, and we're going to tell you exactly why it could be worth, well, big money. Like, really big money. How much, you ask? Let's just say, it could be worth up to $190 million. Intrigued? Let's get into it. But before we talk about the crazy potential worth of the 1955 P Jefferson nickel, let's first rewind to 1955 and talk about its history and what makes it special. The Jefferson nickel, named after Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, has been in circulation since 1938. And by 1955, the design had already been a staple of American currency for over a decade. But what makes the 1955 version stand out among the rest? For starters, it's not just another coin from the era. This one has a unique history. The Jefferson nickel is a key part of American numismatic history, with its design evolving over time and reflecting shifts in both the country's identity and its coinage. In 1955, the U.S. Mint produced over 60 million Jefferson nickels. It might sound like a lot, but some of these coins were struck with a major flaw, a double die error. This error resulted in a coin with a noticeable doubling of the design elements, particularly on Jefferson's face and the date. And this is where things start to get interesting. The 1955 Jefferson nickel is part of a broader series of coins that experienced some striking errors in the mid-20th century. In fact, some of the most valuable coins from this era are the result of such minting mistakes. While these errors might seem like a nuisance to the mint, they're often seen as a blessing in disguise for collectors. And the 1955 P Jefferson nickel with the double die error is one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics. Now, let's talk about what a double die error actually is. It's a rare mistake made during the minting process, where the coin is struck multiple times in slightly different positions, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. This error happens when the coin is struck again after the first strike, but in a slightly different position. This results in a faint but noticeable duplication of certain elements of the design, and in the case of the 1955 Jefferson nickel, this error occurred on the obverse, the side featuring Thomas Jefferson's profile and the date. So, the coin that was supposed to be a clean, sharp representation of Jefferson's likeness became an oddly unique example of the minting process gone wrong. On the 1955 P Jefferson nickel, this error is most visible in the date, 1955, and Jefferson's facial features. If you carefully inspect the coin, you'll notice that the digits in the year appear to be doubled, giving them a ghostly, blurred appearance. Jefferson's nose, eye, and even his cheek are also affected by this doubling, making the coin a standout piece in the world of coin collectors. This rare double die error is what makes the 1955 P Jefferson nickel so special. While millions of coins were minted in 1955, only a small fraction of them feature this doubling flaw. The error is subtle, but once you spot it, it's unmistakable. And this is where the coin's value skyrockets. So, why is this coin, specifically the 1955 P Jefferson nickel, worth so much money? It's because of the rarity and condition of the double die error. As with any collectible, the fewer coins available with the error, the more valuable they become. While there were millions of 1955 Jefferson nickels minted, only a small fraction of them display this rare doubling error. On top of that, the value of rare coins like this one is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, and condition. A 1955 P Jefferson nickel in mint condition with the double die error can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one such coin was recently sold for over $1 million. However, this isn't the maximum value these coins can reach. The coin market is unpredictable, and certain rare examples of these era coins can see prices continue to rise as collectors and investors look for the most pristine specimens to add to their collections, but here's where the $190 million figure comes into play. While number 1955 P Jefferson nickel has ever fetched $190 million, the value of these rare coins could potentially increase over time, especially if the number of known examples continues to dwindle. If you happen to find a perfect specimen of the 1955 P Jefferson nickel, one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition and features the double die error, it could be worth a significant sum, potentially in the millions of dollars. Imagine the possibilities. A coin in perfect condition could end up being a centerpiece in a private collection or a museum display. It could even be sold at a high-profile auction, where wealthy collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare and historically significant pieces. In the world of high-end numismatics, coins like the 1955 P Jefferson nickel are more than just currency, they are treasures, pieces of American history, and valuable investments. It's important to note, however, that finding a 1955 P Jefferson nickel with the double die error in perfect condition is incredibly rare. Most of the coins that have surfaced over the years show signs of wear and tear. But don't let that discourage you. If you have a collection of old coins or you come across one in your spare change, it's definitely worth examining. So, how can you identify this rare gem in your collection? Let's break it down. First, you'll want to look for the 1955 P Jefferson nickel, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. The P mint mark is located on the reverse side, near the bottom center of the coin. You'll also want to examine the date carefully. The most obvious sign of the double die error is the doubling of the numbers in the year 1955. This is especially noticeable on the 5 and 9 in the date. You'll also notice that Jefferson's portrait, particularly around his eye and cheek, appears to be doubled. Using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can help you detect the error. The doubling might be subtle, but it's there if you know where to look. Be sure to also check the condition of the coin. Coins that have been well preserved and remain in good shape are the ones that hold the most value, so keep an eye out for those. While the 1955 P Jefferson nickel with a double die error is one of the most well-known error coins from that year, it's not the only one. There are other coins from the mid-20th century with similar minting mistakes, but this one stands out for its combination of rarity and historical significance. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these kinds of errors, and the market for rare coins is growing stronger with each passing year. As for the future of this coin, the value could continue to grow as more collectors recognize its rarity and historical significance. So, if you think you've got a 1955 P Jefferson nickel in your collection, it's definitely worth a closer look. Some experts predict that as more coins like this are discovered, their value could increase over time, especially if the coin is preserved in mint condition. Imagine finding one in a drawer or in your pocket change. You could be holding a treasure worth millions. Coins like the 1955 P Jefferson nickel serve as a reminder that numismatics is more than just a hobby, it's an investment, a passion, and a journey through history. Whether you're looking to build a collection or simply discover what treasures lie hidden in your everyday surroundings, there's always the chance that you might stumble upon something worth far more than you ever imagined. Alright, so now you know why the 1955 P Jefferson nickel is so special and how it could be worth up to $190 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual hobbyist, keep an eye out for this coin. And remember, you never know what might be hiding in your spare change. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future content. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for your own hidden treasures. Until next time, happy collecting.